The information shared on the Ayurveda is based on traditional Ayurvedic principles, ancient Indian texts, and general wellness knowledge. This content is for educational and awareness purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Our goal is to share knowledge that supports natural balance, healthy digestion, and holistic well-being.
You know that feeling, right? It's a hot day, you crack open an ice-cold soda, and you get that instant wave of relief. We've all been there. But what if I told you that refreshing fizz is secretly messing with your health from the inside out? All right, let's get into it and unpack the surprising Ayurvedic take on soft drinks. And this really sets the stage. This idea from our source material gets right to the core of it. Ayurveda basically says that the immediate pleasure we get from a soda is just masking a much, much deeper problem. It's a trade-off that, honestly, most of us don't even realize we're making. So first up, let's pull back the curtain on what we're calling a refreshing deception. We're going to explore why that fizzy drink really isn't the friend you think it is, especially when it comes to your long-term energy and digestion. To really get what's going on here, we have to talk about the core mechanism in Ayurveda. And it all comes down to one central concept, your digestive fire, which is known as Agni. So I want you to literally picture a fire burning in your stomach. That's your Agni. When that fire is burning strong, it just torches through food, it absorbs all the good stuff, and gets rid of the waste. It is the engine of your well-being. Strong Agni means you feel energetic, you feel clear, but a weak Agni, well, that's where all the trouble starts. So how exactly do soft drinks mess with this internal fire? Well, it's actually pretty simple. They have three key qualities that are basically enemies of a healthy Agni. First, the cold temperature. That's like pouring a bucket of ice water on a campfire. The crazy amount of sugar smothers it, and all that carbonation just disrupts the whole process. It's a triple threat to your digestive power. And here's where you can see the domino effect in action. It's a really simple chain reaction. First, that cold drink weakens your digestive fire. Then, because that fire is low, your food doesn't get broken down properly. This undigested stuff just hangs around and builds up, creating toxins. And the end result? That all too familiar feeling of being bloated, heavy, and just plain tired. And this toxic gunk actually has a name in Ayurveda. It's called ama. You can think of ama as metabolic waste. It's that sticky, heavy residue from bad digestion that clogs up your system. And it can be the root cause of so many health issues, starting with that low-grade feeling of just being sluggish all the time. Okay, so we've talked about how it works. Now let's dig into the what, the actual hidden damage being done, and how that temporary good feeling can slowly build into a chronic problem. But first, let me ask you a quick question, and be honest with yourself. What's your habit? Is a soda, maybe a diet soda, or even a fizzy water your go-to drink with lunch or dinner? Just think about it for a second. And if you're nodding along right now, think about how you feel right after that meal. Have you ever connected that post-meal slump, or that bloating, or that little bit of acid reflux directly to the drink you just had? I'm really curious to know what you've experienced, so go ahead and drop a comment below. Now, this is a really surprising insight. Ayurveda actually admits there's a temporary benefit here. On a super hot day, a soda can give you a superficial cooling feeling. But look at the trade-off. That fleeting coolness comes at a huge cost. It weakens your digestion, it encourages your body to store fat, and it creates a dependence on that artificial sugar rush. Okay, I'm about to share the single most important piece of advice from this entire breakdown. Seriously, if you take away only one thing, make it this. Here it is. The absolute worst, most damaging time to have a cold fizzy drink is right when you're eating a meal. Why? Because that is the exact moment your digestive fire, your Agni, needs to be roaring at its absolute peak. Dousing it with an ice-cold soda is like shutting off the water to the fire department while the building's on fire. It just shuts the whole operation down. And this brings us to a really, really empowering idea. If you find yourself constantly craving these drinks, Ayurveda suggests it's not what you think it is. In fact, it's not about willpower at all. Just let that sink in for a second. This completely reframes the whole issue. That craving isn't a moral feeling or a lack of self-control on your part. It's a biological signal. It's your body telling you that something is out of whack in your digestive system. It's not you, it's your Agni crying out for help. So the whole goal shifts, you see. Instead of this constant struggle with willpower, the focus becomes about nurturing and healing your digestion. And that is a much more positive and way more achievable path to be on. All right, let's do a super quick recap of the Ayurvedic view. Soft drinks put out your digestive fire, your Agni. This creates toxins, or ama. This, in turn, throws your whole metabolism out of balance. So that instant pleasure is really setting you up for long-term problems. That's the main takeaway. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I get it, but what am I supposed to drink instead? Don't worry, I've got you. If you want some amazing Ayurvedic alternatives that actually help your digestion and boost your energy, just type Ayurveda drinks in the comments below. And hey, if this whole explanation made you think of someone, a friend, a family member, that coworker who has a soda on their desk every single day, do them a huge favor and share this with them. It might just be the little nudge they need. And speaking of alternatives, you are not going to want to miss what's coming up next. We just spent this time explaining the problem, and our next video is all about the solution. It's called 5 Ayurvedic drinks that cool the body without destroying digestion. Go ahead and click on it now, and let's keep going.